Hey guys, Ian here. I want to demo really quick a really interesting application that I think is going to be pretty useful to you guys. It's called Use Case, spelled with a Y actually, spelled differently than you see here. Let me just take 30 seconds and swing through the app pretty quick. So what we have is we have all of our use cases, obviously. This is set up in a very defined way that allows you to go in and create a complex use case, essentially, and you can link it to opportunities, to cases, to milestones, fill in descriptions, and fill in the different steps, the actors, things that trigger this use case to occur, and then what should normally happen, and alternative paths, and so forth. So a lot of the descriptive information. Then these use cases can be linked into an iteration on a many-to-many basis, and also the to-do items are tracked as tasks in Salesforce. So they follow all the normal calendaring and event and reminder and so forth. We have a custom UI in place for managing these things. You can go ahead and add more use cases in. You can add a bunch at once. These are to-do items on a use case. So let's add one real quick. Okay. You can change status. This column is planned hours, so I think this is going to take me 5 hours to do. Then when I go ahead and start working on this, whoops, okay, still in development, but we'll ignore that for right now. So when I start working on this, these hours will automatically roll up. These hours end up on one of the iterations. And so in an iteration, you define this with a start and an end date. We can skip weekends if we want to. This automatically calculates all of the available, actual, planned, and remaining time based on a combination of things. Keeps track of the numbers of members, projects, and use cases that are associated. It also keeps track of revenue, and I'll get into that in a bit later. Let me skim down through here real quick. So we have all of our members, which can be tied in, and we can manage time for those members. We can link in multiple projects to a single iteration, and we can link in multiple use cases. And then I've also got on the very same page, on the fly, live statistics about this particular iteration. So we have 3 people. We have their utilization, which is essentially how many hours out of how many total hours have they actually used so far, and that's based on what percentage of their time in combination with the total number of hours that are available based on the dates. We have a contribution percentage, which is how much of their hours is the percentage of the whole that's available. We also have billable percentages, which represents their total billing rates rolled up to the project, or excuse me, to the iteration. And because the billing rates are stored on the project itself, you can have multiple billing rates per project that can then be handled in a single iteration without a problem, because it tracks the time and links it to the project that it was tracked for. Even though you can have multiple activities and projects, it rolls up properly. So you can see we have a dynamic iteration-wide billing rate here. We also have costs, so things that you have to pay out to your consultants. You can go ahead and track that in here. Again, it's on the project. It's tracked on a project-by-project basis. And then all of that stuff is exposed here in the charting section. So this is a breakdown of all the different people and what their shares of the billable revenue are, and their shares of what the cost is. These are timelines. So this is a gross margin, and the gross margin will fluctuate over time, which is why it's broken down here on a date basis. These are revenue amounts, and so this total amount is the billable, and then this one down here is the payable amount, and this will fluctuate over time as well. We also do analytics based on the time and when it's entered, and then we have our normal burn down, actual versus remaining, actual versus available, and then these will flow up and down as things change over time. I'll pick right up in another video.